All right, so my name is Colin Crow. I am one of the admissions counselors at the University of Maryland. I'm here tonight to talk to you guys about the Maryland Transfer Admission Advantage Program, or MTAP. This program, just to start off, this is a program for transfer students. Um, this is not a program for early college or dual enrollment students, so I do want to start this presentation off very clearly, very clearly, very clearly by stating that this is a transfer-only program. It is not designed for first-year students, and you'll be seeing that throughout this presentation as well. So, what is MTAP? So, University of Maryland partners with several community colleges here in the state of Maryland. It's designed to provide community college students a seamless transition from their community college to the University of Maryland. Students in the program can seek out services through our pre-transfer advising office. And again, it's that seamless pathway to go from Montgomery College, for example, to the University of Maryland to finish off your degree. Ideally, students should stay at Montgomery College to get their associate's degree and then transfer to UMD afterward, because again, we want to promote that partnership between our community colleges and the university. So, regarding the MTAP process, we have 9 participating community colleges. Montgomery College is one of them. Students must apply to MTAP first, and before applying to University of Maryland, as I mentioned in my beginning of the presentation, dual enrollment students are not eligible to enter MTAP prior to graduating high school. So you must graduate high school and take college coursework before applying to the MTAP program. So you need to also apply to MTAP. Just attending Montgomery College is not the same as being in the Maryland Transfer Advantage program. So you need to apply by the MTAP deadline in order to be considered for the MTAP program and to have the MTAP benefits. And I'll have the deadlines on in a couple of slides from now. And about 4 to 6 weeks after the MTAP deadline, those who are offered participation in the MTAP program will be sent a welcome letter, resource guide, and then are eligible for all the program benefits. They're also instructed to be to ensure that they are registered for the upcoming fall semester at the partner community college, which again would be Montgomery College. When MTAP participants are ready to apply to the University of Maryland, they must apply by the early action deadlines and have a complete application by the early action deadlines. So for fall admission, that is March 1st. For spring admission, that is August 1st. And by deadlines, we mean the application and all transcripts from all schools attended must be received in our office by those deadline dates to be considered complete for admission. Anything received after the deadlines is no longer considered early action. So please make sure that you're being proactive in getting the application and all the supporting materials into our office by that deadline date to be considered an early action applicants. So those who are eligible to participate, those students who have graduated from high school and enrolled at a partner community college and have taken college coursework post high school graduation. So again, dual enrollment students or students who have taken early college coursework while in high school are not eligible. Students who do not have a bachelor's degree, and students that have submitted all required documentation for the MTAP application. Those who are not eligible to participate: students that have enrolled at UMD previously as an incoming freshman or a transfer student, those who have been academically dismissed from UMD, students that are apply for acceptance to the MTAP program and then admission to UMD at the same time. So you cannot do MTAP and UMD applications simultaneously. You have to be admitted into MTAP first prior to applying to the University of Maryland for transfer admission. That is really important. Students not enrolled at a partner institution, so you have to be enrolled within Montgomery College. And again, I can't hammer this point enough, students do enroll in high school and community college. So, as far as qualifying for MTAP, you have to meet the following qualifications. So, you have to submit the application to the MTAP program. So, for fall, that would be June 1st. For spring, that is November 15th. We need a submission of a transcript or enrollment verification. This is sent from Montgomery College when students apply to MTAP. At the time of our early action deadlines, which again, as I mentioned, are March 1st for fall admission, August 1st for spring admission, at the time of those application deadline dates, you have to have completed 30 college credit hours post high school graduation, or have posted an associate's degree, so an AA or an AS degree, that has to have been completed post high school graduation. So all of this, again, is post high school graduation. So any college coursework that was taken while in high school does not count toward the 30 post high school graduation credit hours, because again, those were completed while in high school. A transfer student is one who has graduated from high school and then has taken college coursework post high school graduation. Students must have completed fundamental English and math at the time of the early action application deadline. If you've taken AP or IB coursework, or have taken English and math as a dual enrollment student, that will satisfy the fundamental English and math requirements. And then you must have a cumulative posted GPA of a 3.0 in all completed coursework at the time of the early action application deadline dates. What that means is, so let's say, for example, you graduated high school, you went to Towson University for a semester, and then went to Montgomery College the semester after that. You must have a 3.0 GPA from every single institution attended. So it's not just from your community college, it's your cumulative total coursework from every school that you've attended. And this also includes any coursework taken while in high school. So even though those credits don't count toward the definition of being a transfer student, that coursework still does get considered into your grade point average. So it has to be at least a 3.0 GPA in all college coursework completed. So we do have MTAP advisors in all of our community colleges, so you should definitely consult with the community college counselor regarding the MTAP program and applying and all that, and making sure that MC sends the documentation over that we need. The MTAP application is available on our transfer websites. It'll be available this fall for the spring application deadline dates. MTAP applications were sent to the university for review and consideration for students for participation. And then once students are identified as eligible for the program, they're contacted via email with a welcome letter and steps to begin and complete the program. So again, that MTAP resource guide will be sent to students. And then it is an acceptance to MTAP pending the enrollment confirmation from MC. So this is a snapshot of our MTAP application. So please make sure that you are selecting the MTAP program in the application itself. This USG program is for Shady Grove applicants, so make sure that you are selecting the MTAP program and not the Shady Grove one. And then just be aware of the deadlines for MTAP participation. For spring 2025, that's November 15th. For fall admission, that would be June 1st of next year. So as you fill out the application, provide a primary email address. This is really important as well. Make sure that the email does not go to your spam folder. So like a Gmail or something like that. I usually try to steer kids away from using like your Montgomery College email or something like that, just because those emails may go to spam, and also that email does go away once you leave Montgomery College. So you want to make sure you're using an email that you have continuous access to as well. So as far as completing the MTAP requirements, um, again, fundamental English and math have to be completed while at the community college. They have to be at the 100 level or above. So we do not accept developmental courses as satisfying the English and math requirements. So developmental courses usually are those that are below a 100 level. So like, for example, like you may see like English 098, that would be developmental English. So it has to be like English 101, English 102, math 130. So those are considered fundamental courses when they're at the 100 level or above. You must complete at least 30 college credits or more at the community college post high school graduation, or earning that associate's degree with a cumulative 3.0 GPA within all college coursework completed. So again, for example, if you went to Towson in the fall semester and then went to MC for the second semester for that spring semester, you have to be at MC and have completed 30 or more college credits at Montgomery College. It's not just 30 credits total, it's 30 credits at MC, or having that associate's degree post high school graduation. And then submitting the application for transferring to, once admitted to UMD, you have to be in the program for at least one semester prior to submitting the application to transfer to UMD. And then again, it's meeting the early action deadlines for transferring to the University of Maryland. So by March 1st for fall, August 1st for spring. So, and again, early action only. Regular decision applicants are not eligible for the MTAP admission guarantee. So you have to have a complete early action application. So some advantages to the MTAP program. So it's that great partnership that we have between our nine of the community colleges here in Maryland, including Montgomery College and UMD as the flagship school of Maryland. We have a great pre-transfer advising office. The pre-transfer advising office, we have advisors that are based in the community colleges here in Maryland, and they help with like degree planning, course selections, how classes transfer. So I definitely recommend taking advantage of the pre-transfer advising office to get guidance on how classes might transfer, how much time is left to complete a degree based on classes that you've taken at MC and all that. So definitely utilize that pre-transfer advising office. You can also, as part of the MTAP program, enroll in courses at the university at UMD while also completing courses at Montgomery College. So there is the opportunity to do concurrent enrollment. So while enrolled at MC, you can also take some classes in the winter and summer while at the university, while at UMD. And then the main benefit of the MTAP program is guaranteed admission into the university as long as you have successfully completed the program and completed a transfer application with all the required materials to the university by the early action deadline for admission. So all students in the program are invited to open houses. They receive the resource guide from us and have the opportunity to go through advising sessions with pre-transfer advising. And again, as I mentioned a little earlier, there is the opportunity to take courses here at UMD prior to transferring. Those courses have are provided at a discounted rates, and you cannot take more than 9 credits during your time in the program. So you can take up to 9 credits as part of being in the MTAP program at UMD prior to transferring to UMD itself. So as far as how to take advantage of the concurrent enrollment and taking those classes while in MTAP, You can schedule a meeting with your community college advisor to discuss the options for course enrollments. And then you would schedule your classes at UMD through Testudo to review those courses of interest. Just be mindful of permissions and prerequisites for courses. Departments do have control over permission, and I would recommend contacting the department for information on permissions for certain classes. You would complete a course interest survey form and submit the form to the counselor prior to the course interest survey deadline. This form would get submitted via email to our MTAP admissions inbox. So that email is mtap@umd.edu. Once the course interest survey forms are received, and the student will be notified by our office via email regarding course enrollments. It does take about 3 to 4 weeks to process and complete. All students have to follow enrollment guidelines of UMD. Students are financially obligated for payment of courses once enrolled. There is a 25% tuition discount for one course per semester. And you have to, if you are withdrawing from any courses from MTAP, you have to withdraw from courses through support of the MTAP representatives. So just some key takeaways. MTAP is a great program for transfer students as long as you follow the guidelines, applying to MTAP, getting admitted to MTAP, and then applying to UMD by early action deadlines. It does guarantee that admission to UMD. This program is not for UMD spring, for any freshman period, specifically not for UMD freshmen that get admitted to the spring semester as well. MTAP does not provide any special consideration for some of our more competitive majors on campus. Our more competitive majors are known as limited enrollment programs. The MTAP program does not require students to register for courses while at UMD while they're at their community college. If you want to take advantage of that opportunity to take courses at UMD while enrolled at MC, you absolutely can, but it is not a requirement of the MTAP program though. MTAP does not have specific scholarships for its participants. You have to have completed at least 30 or more college credits post high school graduation, and the 30 credits have to be completed at the participating community college. AP and IB credits can be used to fulfill the mathematics and English requirements, but again, they do not count toward the 30 college credit requirements. Likewise, dual enrollment credits also don't count toward that 30 college credit requirement. Those 30 college credits have to be completed post high school graduation. MTAP also requires students to complete and submit an early action transfer application. All previously attended institutions will be considered for admission purposes in that GPA calculation as well. And again, in order to be considered for admission to UMD, we need to have the application, and all college transcripts from any school attended as well have to be submitted with that application. So again, just hammering home these points. So there's no special consideration for our more competitive limited enrollment program majors. There's no special consideration for those scholarships. The 25% tuition discount is only for when a student is enrolled in winter and summer courses concurrently via the course interest survey. It does not provide a discount when a student gets to UMD. So it's only for those winter summer courses that if you're interested in taking concurrent enrollments while enrolled at MC as part of MTAP. It's not for our regular traditional fall spring semester courses if you are admitted to UMD itself. MTAP participants can get a student ID once they have registered for a course through that course interest survey process. You can only take a winter and summer course during your time in MTAP. You cannot take fall spring courses while in the MTAP program. And again, this is not for students still enrolled at a community college while in high school, and you cannot join MTAP while in high school. You have to graduate from high school, enroll in a community college, at which point you can then join and apply for MTAP. So I know I went over a lot of information in about 20 minutes. So I know Taylor, my colleague, is in the background. She's been monitoring our chat and question answer feature. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, or you can also unmute yourself, and Taylor and I can help answer those questions for you. That is correct. So those who are in early college right now and will have earned their associate's degree by the time they graduate from high school would not be eligible for this program, because unless you want to go back to MC and take 30 college credits after graduation from high school, which I would personally not recommend you do. So if you're planning to earn an associate's while in high school, this is not the program for you. Yes, this is being recorded and will be sent out to the college career counselors for the MCPS schools. Do you have to take English and math foundation courses post high school graduation in order to be accepted into MTAP? So we will consider if you took English and math, whether you got AP credits for English and math, IB credits for English and math, or you took them as dual enrollment students, that can satisfy the English and math requirements. Those credits just won't count toward the number of credits post high school graduation, but they will count as satisfying that fundamental English and math requirements. Yes. If you take 15 credits a semester at MC, yeah, my colleague just answered that one. So what does the course interest survey during MTAP mean? No, you have to be admitted to the MTAP program before you can begin taking winter summer courses through the MTAP program itself. So you can't take those winter summer courses through that course interest survey until you get admitted into the MTAP program. Once you're admitted into the MTAP program, you can then take up to 9 total credits during your time in the MTAP program while also enrolled at Montgomery College. Other questions, Taylor and I will keep answering them. Again, hammering home, you have to have graduated from high school and then have taken and then started college at MC before you can apply to MTAP. You cannot apply to MTAP while in high school. You have to have graduated from high school first and then have gone to MC before, and then you can apply to MTAP. Yep, so at this point, the presentation itself is over, so we're here to answer any questions you guys might have. Is there any benefit of earning credits in the MC2 program while in high school? So English, so this program is for transfer students only. It is not a program designed for early college students in high school or for those taking dual enrollment classes while in high school. So if your plan is to get an associate's degree after graduating from high school, this is not the program for you. If you're just taking maybe a handful of classes while dual enrolled in high school, but plan to go to MC full time after graduating from high school, then you can definitely participate in this program. But if you're taking a full-on course load while at MC, and by the time you graduate high school, will have your associate's degree. No, this is not the program for you. So UMD is this is for College Park. This is not affiliated with any of the other. So we're not affiliated with any of the other University of Maryland schools here in Maryland. So University of Maryland College Park is the flagship school of Maryland. University of Maryland Baltimore County, University of Maryland Global Campus, University of Maryland Baltimore are very, very different schools. So that would be a totally different process because we are not affiliated with them in the slightest. What is the benefit of earning your associate degree while in high school? Theoretically, you can graduate from college early. So you can theoretically graduate from high school, have an associate's degree. Usually an associate's degree is 60 or more college credits. And then theoretically you can go to college, have advanced standing, and can as long as you complete the requirements on time, complete a degree in 2 years. UMD does consider dual enrollment credits as well as part of our admissions review. Students who are taking dual enrollment classes should be applying to UMD as a freshman student, though. You should not be completing a transfer application. If you are enrolled in high school and taking college coursework and have not yet graduated, you should be completing a freshman application, not a transfer application. Other questions? And again, this presentation, the recording itself will be shared with the MCPS college career counselors as well as a resource for you guys. But we are happy to continue taking questions if you guys have them. And then we also have our email here. If you guys have questions after this presentation is done, you can also email us mtap@umd.edu, and we're happy to answer your questions there as well. Do some students take a gap between completing the community college coursework and applying early action to UMD? Yep, and Taylor mentioned that it is perfectly fine to do so. So we can't share the slide deck because the PowerPoints, we don't share our PowerPoints. The actual recording of this session, though, will be shared with the college career counselors for all of Montgomery County Public Schools. The early action deadline for transferring for fall admission is March 1st. The November 15th deadline is you have to have the MTAP application itself in by November 15th. And then it takes about 8 weeks after that to be admitted into the MTAP program. Our March 1st is our actual transfer deadline itself for applying for admission to the university. So the MTAP application deadline and the university application deadline are two separate deadlines. So yes, so students have to apply to MTAP first. So our MTAP deadlines are June 1st and November 15th. Once if a student is then admitted into MTAP, they can then take classes through Montgomery College as well, and then apply for admission to the University of Maryland by our early action deadline. So the student has to be in MTAP first, so they have to have gone through the MTAP application, been admitted to MTAP, and then they can apply for admission to the University of Maryland via our transfer application for the early action deadlines, which is, again, March 1st for fall admission, and then August 1st for spring admission. So for students, I recommend, again, going through our pre-transfer advising office on campus. Pre-transfer advising helps with course selections, how courses transfer from MC to UMD, and can complete a degree plan for students at MC. Admissions does not do any type of advising or credit transfer questions or anything like that. So work with our pre-transfer advising office to figure out what classes you should be taking at Montgomery College.
Students can also look up the degree plans on departmental websites and utilize our transfer credit database that's on the transfer credit website. If you even just Google UMD transfer course database, it'll actually pop right up.
Excellent. Yep. Thanks, Taylor. Does anyone have any other questions? These were all great questions. And like I said, Taylor and I are happy to help answer as many questions as we can. Because I know I went over a lot of stuff in a pretty short amount of time. So we're happy to answer any questions you guys might have. So a question, when should I apply for MTAP while completing an associate's degree? Should I apply before I complete my 60 credits in order to apply early action? So you can apply for MTAP whenever you want to be perfectly honest. As long as you have graduated from high school and are at MC, you can apply for the MTAP program and, quite frankly, be an MTAP as long as you want to, as long as you're in the program for at least one semester before submitting the transfer application to UMD. So, and have completed the MTAP requirements to be admitted to the University of Maryland itself, which is, again, at least 30 college credits post high school graduation, English and math, having been admitted to MTAP, and at least a 3.0 GPA within all your college coursework completed. Dual enrollment classes do not count toward the 30 college credits post high school graduation. They can satisfy English and math requirements, but they cannot count toward the 30 college credits needed as part of the MTAP program, because those credits were completed while in high school. A transfer student is someone who has completed at least 12 or more college credits post high school graduation. So I've graduated from high school and then completed college coursework. If I'm taking I'm taking early college program classes, how heavily will the credits benefit me during the freshman application? So we want to see a student taking rigorous classes available to you at your high school. So whether that be honors, AP, IB, dual enrollments, and we want to see mainly A's and maybe a couple of Bs here and there. But we want to see, do enrollment classes or consider rigorous classes, but we obviously want to see you do well in those classes. Again, it's mainly A's and maybe some B's here and there.
Do you have any timeline to finish the 30 credits?
No. So a student, as long as a student has graduated from high school and has completed, is admitted to MTAP and then has completed at least 30 college credits post high school graduation at the time of the transfer application to the University of Maryland, and provided they have completed all the other requirements, no, there is no like time frame for when a student has to complete those 30 college credits. Because again, they can be in the MTAP program as long as they're admitted into MTAP. They can be in the MTAP program as long as they need to.
Thank you.
Hey, Colin, someone asked if you could just please explain the difference again in between the MTAP and transfer and the 2 deadlines.
Yes, absolutely. So the MTAP guarantee partnership is a 2-step process. So first, you have to apply, and I'm going to go back to this to the slide. My computer lets me. So you have to submit an MTAP application first. The MTAP application has to be submitted by one of these 2 deadlines, by either June 1st or November 15th. So this application itself has to be submitted first to our office. Once the application is submitted, about 6 to 8 weeks after this application is submitted, once we verify enrollment from Montgomery College and all of that, a student will then receive their conditional acceptance into MTAP with their welcome letter, and they have the benefit of participating in the benefits of MTAP itself. But this application has to be submitted first. Once a student is admitted into MTAP and has gone through this MTAP application, a student can then apply to actually transfer to the University of Maryland. So completing an MTAP application is not the same as completing a transfer application to UMD. So you first complete that MTAP application. Once you're in the program, you can then submit an actual admissions application, the transfer to the University of Maryland from Montgomery College by one of our early action deadline dates. I hope that cleared things up a little bit. Other questions?
Transfer application can be like 2 years after admitted to MTAP program. Or
I'm sorry, I
MTAP.
didn't hear the first part. I didn't hear the first part of the question. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, so I'm asking the timing. Some people may take a long time to get 30 college credit. Then the transfer application can be done like 2 or 3 years after admitted to the community college.
Yep, that's correct. So as long as, once a student is admitted into the MTAP program, there is no limit on how long they can be in the program. So I know, for transfer students, sometimes they don't take a full-time course load. So they can be at Montgomery College, they can be within the MTAP program for as long as they need to. And then once they have completed 30 or more college credits, at that point, they can then apply to transfer to the University of Maryland via our early action deadline dates.
Thank you for the clarification.
Of course.
Is there any possibilities of rejection, in the MTAP, the program?
The students who get rejected or students who have not followed our requirements. These are students who have not completed 30 college credits post high school graduation, do not have English and math completed, do not have a 3.0 GPA within all college coursework, submitted an MTAP application and the UMD application at the same time. So, provided a student has completed all our have followed all the requirements of the program, they would be guaranteed admission to the MTAP to the University of Maryland. If a student does not follow the requirements, then yes, they can be denied. They would not be eligible for the MTAP guaranteed admission to the University of Maryland.
We do understand that it can be a little bit confusing with the timeline and things like that. So we are happy to answer any questions via email just to kind of go over more of a timeline with individual families if they would like to. They just need to email mtap@umd.edu. All right, so someone asked me to clarify when the earliest that a student can apply to join MTAP is if they're graduating from high school in 2025. So if a student is graduating from high school in May 2025, they can apply to join MTAP for the June 1st, 2025 MTAP application deadline. That would be provided that they will have graduated from high school and will be attending a partner community college for the fall 2025 semester. So if a student applies to MTAP by that deadline, they would need to be attending a partner community college for the fall 2025. They would then get a notification that they were conditionally accepted to MTAP, provided they meet enrollment confirmation and everything like that. And then they would go through the process of completing those 30 college credits, earning a 3.0, completing college level English and college level math. They would then apply at the earliest they'd be eligible for a guaranteed admission through MTAP based on when our early action transfer deadlines fall, would be the spring of 2027. Because of how the deadlines fall, the student would be in progress of their 30th college credit likely during the deadline for the fall of 2026.
And then, no, you cannot apply to UMD and MTAP at the same time. Your MTAP application will be rejected if you do so. You have to be admitted into MTAP first, and then you can apply to as an early action applicant under the MTAP guarantee. So yes, so once you apply to MTAP first, get admitted to MTAP, and then you can apply to the University of Maryland as a transfer student if you want that MTAP guaranteed admission. And you have to have completed 30 or more college credits, English and math, have a 3.0 GPA, and have been admitted into MTAP in order for that MTAP guaranteed admission to UMD to take effect.
I have a question. Did I get correct that MTAP students will not get scholarship, but if student apply directly and become like freshmen, etc., it's possible that they get scholarship?
No, that's not the case. So MTAP students are just not, there's no special consideration for merit scholarships for MTAP students. However, early action applicants are reviewed for any of our merit scholarships. I will also note that only fall or early action applicants are reviewed for merit scholarships. Spring early action applicants are not eligible for merit-based scholarships. So only fall early action students are reviewed for those merit scholarships. MTAP just does not provide any special like priority consideration for those merit scholarships. But transfer students are still eligible for any potential merit scholarships, provided they apply and have a complete application by that March 1st early action deadline.
Colin, I have a question. So when students graduate from high school in June and they apply in the community college, and once they start taking classes, and then they can apply anytime before they graduate in 2 years, is that right? Is that considered as an early admission guarantee, or is this has to be right after the high school, once they finish high school and they need to apply in order to go to MC and then transfer to UMD?
No, so a student can apply for MTAP whenever they want to. So if a student, for let's say example, graduates high school, goes to MC in the fall, but doesn't want to apply to MTAP until the summertime, which our June deadline, they can certainly do. Like, they don't have to apply to MTAP right out of high school. A student can apply to MTAP whenever they want to, and provided they're admitted directly into MTAP, at that point they can then begin the transfer application once they have completed our MTAP requirements, which are on this slide here.
So as long as they meet the deadline, they will be considered for the following admission.
So as long as they have submitted the MTAP application, were admitted, and then have completed the MTAP requirements, which are here, and including submitting an application to transfer to the University of Maryland by our early action deadlines, then yes, they would be guaranteed admission under the MTAP guarantee program. But again, they have to follow the guidelines to a T.
Yes, thank you.
If you're rejected from MTAP, can you reapply? So the only reason why you would be rejected from the MTAP application itself is if you're applying to MTAP while in high school, or there's something wrong with the MTAP application itself. As long as you're in the MTAP program, if you get denied as a transfer student, you can always reapply. But again, you have to, in order for the MTAP guarantee to be taken into consideration, you have to have you have to apply early action. You cannot do regular decision. You have to do early action under that MTAP guarantee.
Colin, another question is that is there a certain seats are when we talk about early admission guarantee, that if let's see 300 people apply and seats are only 50 people, will those all 300 will be considered to guarantee
So
to
that's
the admission?
Yeah, sure. So the MTAP, provided a student has met the MTAP requirements and applies early action as a complete application by that early action deadline, they are guaranteed admission to the University of Maryland. And we always tell students to apply early action because early action is our priority deadline for consideration for admission into the University of Maryland. So unlike regular decision, which may have limitations on how many spots we have available, early action is our best consideration deadline date. So that's why we encourage students regardless to apply early action. For the MTAP guarantee to come into play, a student has to apply early action for the admissions process.
Thank you.
Other questions?
So after they finish the 30 credits, they will be, as a freshman or the sophomore year.
It truly depends on how the classes come up, transfer to UMD itself, and how, and the student's major. So I can't answer what their class standing would be, just because we're not academic advisors, and there's a lot of other factors that go into play as far as those, how credits transfer. Theoretically, they would be, if they have 30 credits, they would be toward end of freshman, early in the early sophomore status. But again, that can vary depending on how those credits transfer. And I recommend reaching out to the pre-transfer advising office. And what I'll do also is I'll put a link to pre-transfer advising in our chat for you guys, so that way you can save this for future reference.
Also keep in mind that the earliest a student's going to be guaranteed admission through MTAP is typically going to be the spring semester of their sophomore year, which would mean that they'd have completed they'd be in progress of normally their 45th credit if they're averaging about 15 credits per semester. Most colleges will have 12 college credits per semester be considered full-time enrollment. So it really depends. Most students, if they complete their associate's degree and everything transfers over, most students would end up transferring in as a junior roughly.
So someone asked us to reiterate the MTAP requirements. So having college level English and math completed, having 30 or more college credits completed after graduation from high school, being admitted into the MTAP program, and then submitting an application to transfer to the University of Maryland by our early action deadline dates.
Sorry, I didn't mean the requirements for the transfer. I meant the requirements to actually apply to MTAP at the community college.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my bad. Absolutely. So a student just has to have graduated from high school and then, or either at or plan to enroll at Montgomery College. But yeah, they just have to have graduated from high school before they can apply to MTAP itself. Yes, once the recording does stop, I do get a copy of the questions and answers, and I will also share that with the college career counselors as well. So this presentation will be, this session will go till 7 p.m. So if you guys have last minute questions, please feel free to ask them. But otherwise, we're going to end at 7 o'clock just to give you guys time back and for us as well. But we'll be on here till 7 p.m.
One more question. Did I get correct that not all departments are open for MT applicants?
So MTAP
for
is
the
major blind. So what that means is MTAP doesn't guarantee placement into limited enrollment programs. So some of the majors at the University of Maryland are very popular and a lot of students want placement into those majors. Engineering and computer science are great examples. MTAP is just for general admission to the university itself. If a student's interested in a limited enrollment program, they would need to meet the MTAP guarantee requirements, but they would also need to be working with pre-transfer advising to ensure they're meeting the limited enrollment program requirements for placement in the major.
And I know Taylor put it in the chat earlier, but I'm going to put it back in because I know the chat has gotten quite big. All of our limited enrollment program majors are listed on this website. And also, if you just click on each major, you can see what classes are required as far as the prereqs for each of those LEP majors. Other questions we can help answer before we wrap things up.
If you're interested in applying to the School of Music, would you still be doing an audition? Like, how would that work?
Yes, so the School of Music for transfer students also requires an audition. So yes, those students would still have to go through the transfer application, but also go separately through the School of Music for that audition process. So I'm going to put the MTAP email one more time in the chat for you guys in case you didn't get it when it was on the slide. So if you have further questions, we're happy to help assist you. Just reach out to us. But I just want to thank you guys so much for attending this presentation tonight. I hope you guys got a good amount of information out of it and learned more about not only our transfer process, but also the MTAP program itself. And if you guys have any questions, Taylor and I are happy to assist. But I want to thank you guys for attending and I hope you guys have a great night as well.